Hey everybody, welcome to All of Us episode 4. We've got a really big show this week. We've got two, not one, not two, well yeah, one and two promising projects. We have Shauna O'Neill and Insanitation, and we have Little Wars with Anthony Salter. So be sure to tune in for those. And remember, when you watch the interviews, you're only seeing a very small segment of what we're showing. Go to our forums to watch the longer, podcast style afterwards. It's got much more information. We can't stick, our show will be 2 hours long if we left all the interviews up a little way. We have the news, we have forum feedback with your questions, we have shady thoughts, and some other fun segments which will just pop up. Are you ready? I'm ready. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get started. This just in, we have some breaking news. Breaking news, two of the projects we're following here at All of Us have good news. Extinct has been approved for the Xbox, and you can get a free demo of Angel Guardian. Just click the QR code. That is it. Carry on. Here we go. Hey everybody, welcome. I'm Eric Wingman Peterson.
I'm Rob, Design Department Serving.
And I'm Keith Dunkelzaw McCormick.
Welcome to All of Us, a used Horde show about gaming, independent games, cool stuff, nerd culture, that kind of thing.
We all know it's pretty rough out there in the industry. There are people losing their jobs left and right. Everybody's struggling to find a place and find a voice.
That's true, but together, all of us together can help try to turn that around. That's completely our mission statement here. We're trying to connect gamers and game makers. We want to help independent developers find a path forward now that the live market is a bit saturated.
Well, and not everyone can afford to make a big live service game or a big MMO for that matter.
MMO, short for MMORPG, Massive Multiplayer Online Role-Play Game. So, now you know.
Once again, thank you, Dr. Buzzword.
Not thank you.
not thank you?
Not
thank
thank
you. But, MMOs are a good point. That's an interesting topic.
I mean, don't you miss them a little bit?
I do. I mean, there was a subscription service that kind of become this live service thing now where it's all big PvP multiplayer stuff instead of, I miss going out questing and where else would you get the Leroy Jenkins moments of the world, right?
If you want to take a page from my book, though, it's like nothing ruins a good game like other people. But
No, that is so true.
It's like I was having so much fun until people showed up.
Well, that's it. I'm playing right now. I'm playing Enshrouded, a lot of Enshrouded. And it started as an MMO, and now I'm playing single player. Now, I know I could have other people come in, but I'm enjoying that. Kind of just get in there, crafting, building my house.
I mean, no one likes him anyway.
Yeah, that's true. So independent projects are great for creativity and nostalgia. So, speaking of nostalgia, here's Anthony Salter with Little Wars. Hey everybody, welcome. I have another friend to introduce you guys to, Anthony Salter. We've worked together several times, Anthony. So why don't you introduce yourself? Tell people who you are.
My name's Anthony Salter. I've been doing game development for a long time. I started my first real game development job was actually with this guy at a company called Gizmondo. We made a great little game called Hit and Myth, which I don't think ever actually shipped, but we had a great time making it.
It did ship, actually. It
Oh,
did.
it did ship?
I
All
have,
right.
stand right there. Oh. I think. There it is. I don't know if I can reach it. I can't reach it. Sorry, people. I'll put an image up on the edit. So Hit and Myth Hit and Myth never shipped because Gizmondo shot down, as everybody knows. The owner stole millions. But we shipped it to the 50 people around the world that have it. I have the only box copy of Hit and Myth still
Okay.
around.
I'd love to see that. I'll
Yeah.
definitely be tuning in for the edit to see if you
Yes, that's right.
maybe
There you
come
go.
up with that.
Sorry, didn't mean to distract.
That's okay. After that, I did a whole bunch of stuff. I've worked in mobile. I've worked in AAA. I've worked in independent. I've been a contractor porting games to different systems. I feel like I've got a really good background and I've been playing games since video games existed. So I feel like I've got a good background in video games and video game development. And I think that's gonna spark what I'm doing in my current project.
Yeah, that's it. See, that's the question. Like, that's it, and that's one of the things that, like, now I'm going to ask you if this is too personal. You don't have to say anything. Did you get caught in the layoffs with the last year or so of everybody's losing their gigs, man?
Yeah, I did.
Right.
I was able to get a contract work, a 6-month contract after that, doing emulation work for Sony, porting their PS1 and PS2 games to the PS5,
Nice.
so they can put them on their. And they actually featured one.
Have they
in
announced
the
that
last
yet, or
Sony
did you
Play.
just announce it on the show?
No, they actually featured one of the games called Guitar Man on their last State of Play, and I worked on that, which was kind of amazing.
Awesome.
But they're de-emphasizing that now, and so the contract ran out. They didn't renew it, and I've been adrift since then. So I've been doing my own thing.
But that's the thing, right? See, that's what I was telling folks on the show is that, there's over 50% of the workforce, the brain power, the gamers, and we're not. Nobody's in the games industry to make a ton of money except for the CEOs that are stealing from the developers, essentially. But a lot of us are here because we love games and we want to make games. And so people that are laid off, what are they going to do? They're going to make games. They're going to form small companies. They're going to go off and make little games. And you're doing exactly that. Now, you've got two of them, but we're going to talk about one of them right now. It's Little Wars, right? Can you tell us a little bit about Little Wars?
Sure. Little Wars is a strategy game based on old games like Castles 2, Lords of the Realm. The combat is similar to a game called Warhammer Dark Omen. And I just wanted to make something that people could play. It would evoke the DOS era, remind people of why they love DOS games, and also remind people that games don't have to be super flashy, and super huge, and take up 100 gigs on your hard drive to be fun.
That is pretty cool. And old school, it's awesome.
Yeah, old school is neat. I mean, there's a lot of content that came out when games first started being made, and they're very fun experiences. And that's a lot of the remaster market's kind of revisiting that, and that's neat. Speaking of the classic style look, which we just looked at with Anthony, we visited Classic Game Fest. Take a look at some of the cool stuff we saw there.
And we'll have a lot more of that on our website coming up. So get out there, subscribe, and check it out. There's actually good stuff on there.
And that's an interesting point. Remember, this cringy show is not meant just to be the only thing. The website is where a lot of the web content, like we have the longer interviews or podcast formats, they're 20, 30 minutes long. We have a lot of really good content about the projects we're showing you here. This is supposed to be a little quick hitter. Check out the AE Award website. Check out on the YouTubes on our channel because there's so much more to see.
We're like a clown spinning a sign pointing at the cool stuff.
Yeah, I guess that is kind of true. I forgot your makeup.
I'm naturally red.
And those are all on the forums, by the way. And speaking of the forums, it's time for, you want to say it?
No.
Forum feedback.
It's time for forum feedback.
This question comes from 40 and Ape. There's a lot of solo, small team projects getting success of late. If someone was totally new to the idea of making a game, what are the easiest tools to pick up and work with to help them get started?
That is a great question, but it's also a huge question. I mean, you could go on for days about this kind of stuff. Let's get it a little started.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. First of all, who's your audience? What's your platform? That already there changes a lot of different things. I'm going to say, if we're just picking it up brand new, the place where you're going to have the most information on how to do it and the most tools to get you going probably would be Unity or Unreal or one of the pre-built engines, because they have tons of tutorials, tons of data out there already for free, and hey, you can get a little help from AI if you really need help with the code part.
Yeah, and probably the platform best suited, at least if you're just starting to try to dip your hands in the well of making games, is the PC. It's a little more standard. It's that you don't have the console worry about being approved to get onto their space and think, you can basically make your own game and let the audience decide what they like and what they don't like. And AI is a tough topic. I mean, and we're going to start getting into that a little more, I think, around here. It is a useful tool in some regards. I know if you're not using it, you're not going to get a job in the industry anymore.
You use it to fill in gaps in your own knowledge, too. It's not like it's replacing you. It's helping you do your job more efficiently in a lot of cases.
Yeah, so a lot of places thought it was replacing. Like, I think Microsoft laid off a bunch of people and then realizes that their cost of using AI was more than the actual people.
And it's getting more expensive.
Yeah, so they're bringing it back. So this is a kind of conversation, a deeper conversation that should be on our forums.
You know what? Take it there.
Yeah,
everybody, bring your knowledge.
Bring it out. Let's come on out. This is the idea. This is why we're bringing all of us together. We want to get everybody together. Game makers, game players, anybody.
Aspiring game makers.
Absolutely. Man.
There's a lot of knowledge out there that we can share.
Yeah, we've got. So drop those onto the forums. I mean, it's important. And if you remember with the questions like this, want to get a question in for forum feedback, it's very important you do. It's great to have a video too. Videos are all guaranteed to make it on the show.
I'm already voting this one for our MVP though this week.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
okay. That's not bad. And okay. And what shouldn't we do if you send your stuff in? The question.
Well, I mean, don't suck, but let's be honest.
That's a high bar.
Suck a little less than us, and you're probably gonna be okay.
Let's take a look at what's going on in the news.
Good evening, I'm Ben Dover. Here comes the news. The long-awaited live-action Warhammer 40K adaptation, starring Henry Cavill, has added yet another creative filmmaker to its roster. Horror director Mike Flanagan has been tapped to help the grimdark sci-fi series come to life. Known for Netflix series such as Haunting of Hill House and Midnight Mass, Flanagan's exact role is yet unknown. The live-action 40K was announced back in 2022, but news since then has been sparse. Thankfully, Cavill remains attached to the project. In the grim darkness of the far future, there's this ray of sunshine. Popular cozy game Star Sand Island is releasing an online cooperative play mode with its 1.0 launch on August 18th. The cozy game genre tends to focus on a slower style of gameplay with an emphasis on story, relationships, and creativity. These relaxing games have been growing slowly for decades and exploded in popularity in recent years. Often described as a 3D love letter to Stardew Valley, Star Sand Island allows players to farm, fish, craft, explore ruins, and romance NPCs. The game is expected to launch digitally on major consoles as well as PC on August 18th. Physical editions are available for PS5 and Switch 2, though these aren't expected to arrive until November. Finally, at last week's Gen Con gaming convention, Wizards of the Coast announced the Dungeons & Dragons Project Roadmap, featuring Star Wars and World of Warcraft. Wizards also announced the return of the Dark Sun campaign setting, which was popular in the 1990s, but hasn't been seen much since. The new Dark Sun products are intended for mature audiences and will be shrink-wrapped to keep them out of the hands of naughty children. Also returning will be Greyhawk, the original campaign world of D&D co-creator E. Gary Gygax. So if you're wondering where Vecna, Mordenkainen, and Bigby came from, Greyhawk is the answer. That's all for now. I'm Ben Dover, and this is the news. Good night and good game.
Paper gamers unite.
Yeah, you're still playing D&D, right?
All the time.
I mean, it's crazy. A lot of us are still playing D&D.
Gaming with a rabbi on my calendar every other week.
There you go. Keith, are you playing D&D?
Oh yeah, every week, yeah.
There you go. See,
Sweet.
if you're not playing D&D, you should.
Create an element
a
and have a
game. It is. It is.
healthy.
It's. I had a game one time that went on for about 6 years.
That's hard to do.
The D&D master was with 3 of them, and they're all general managers of movie theaters. So I didn't pay for a movie for like 3 years. All this time.
Ulterior motive.
Yeah, I know. But the camera room was upstairs, and in between was a meeting room that was not used for anybody. So we show up at midnight. We played at 6 a.m. every Friday night, and popcorn was free, Cokes were free. It was awesome. And it actually, one of the guys wrote a book about it. So my character's somewhere in a book. It's Pinkerton was the guy's name. No, Parkinson. Jim Parkinson wrote the book. So I can't remember the name of it. Otherwise, I'd tell you about it. But
There's a plug.
yeah,
This is what we can do for indies.
yes, I didn't get anything from that. But my character's Dan Ebron. So
You got popcorn and Coke.
I did. It was great. It was awesome. It was, geez, so much better than drinking on Friday night. Well, most of it, which is a shady thought. Well, speaking of shady thoughts,
Prick some real wisdom.
So if I carry my keys around, does that mean my car key has more mileage than my actual car?
Once again, I am bowing before your wisdom, sir.
true. Now, if somebody they wanted access, or let's say we're looking for some new shady thoughts, what would you do?
Who's the shadiest of them all? I would say go to our forums and post them.
Yeah, post them, or if you feel like doing your own shady thought, hell, we'll throw Mark off the sidelines for a little bit, put you on the show. Why not?
Kitchen him to the curb.
It's good enough. It's good enough. We'll put you out there. And speaking of that, and that's posts as well. Speaking of that, you might also win an MVP. And here's Ben Lisnick with this week's most valuable post.
Hello, everyone. Ben here with this show's MVP. But first, I wanted to take a moment and thank you all for all the support you've given us as we kick this thing off. We're aiming to get better and better at this, and I think you'll see that with each show. And as part of our constant improvement process, we've done a professional audit of our MVP identifying process. And I'm sorry to tell you that according to this independent analysis, we're picking MVPs with only a 97 to 98% effectiveness. That's right. So to get this thing up to industry standards, we've gone ahead and invested in the future. The MVP Tron 5000. This thing is a fully autonomous MVP picking computer, and it can pick an MVP within 1.8 picohectarenes of tolerance. Let's try it out. Beep. Hello, computer. Who's this week's MVP? Beep. This week's MVP is 40 and Ape. Cool name. One of the better apes. Now, can you read me 40 and Ape's post? Beep. There's a lot of solo team projects getting success of late. If someone was totally new to the idea of making a game, what are the easiest tools to pick up and work with to help them get started? Well, thank you so much, MVP Tron. That is a really good question. I'm sure Wingman will address that and give us some more information. But you have anything else to say before we go? Beep. I wish I had human emotions. Wow, that's so sad, MVP Tron. Anyway, back to you, Wingman.
Yeah, so please join the Horde at auhorde.com.
You can't be the most valuable post if you don't post. post.
If you don't post, that's true. And we're still figuring out whether it's going to be there or Discord. So wherever you guys, the Horde shows up, we'll be there as well.
You
So
just follow the Horde.
we're going to follow the Horde.
Get a shovel.
That's right. Yeah. I've done enough of that in my life, that's for sure.
And not surprised.
You know what we should do this week? We're going to do a second promising project. And don't forget, these projects, this is a short vignette, a small bit of what the bigger interview is.
A sliver.
A sliver on our forums, because you go read it, just go watch it. It's a podcast. It's really good. You get a much more detail there than you do here. So here is Shauna O'Neill with Insanitation. Hey everybody, Wingman here, and I have got someone special to introduce you to today, Shauna. She's making a game called Insanitation, which is a very unique name, I might add. Say hi, Shauna.
Hello, everyone. Very nice.
This is Shauna and her car.
Yes.
This is how we roll, man. They can't wait to get on, so we're gonna have some fun with it tonight. Now, how did we find you, Shauna? This is an interesting story. So, how did we find you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so ironically enough, so I got first in contact with you guys because I actually know your co-host here, and we were chatting at one of the local Austin area events, and I've been showing my game with my team around for quite a while now, and I was like, I've been having a really difficult time, me and my team marketing this game, and so I chatted, and we got to chatting, and ended up just being, this is a perfect match almost.
It's a perfect match. I mean, it's Keith. We're talking about Keith here. We don't need to. Keith Dunkel Zell McCormick. He's one of the co-hosts on the show, and and it was a beer for developers thing. Let's be, those things do work, and it's really good because with what's the chaos going on in our industry today, you need more marketing. You need more people to get together and help each other out and talk to each other about what they're doing and meet up with things. Now, your team, what's the name of your company now? It's called?
Yeah, so it's called If It Works Studio. We actually, ironically enough, came up with that name because most of the time we were saying, if it works, it worked, as indies do. So
That's true. Now, your team is unique. You guys met together, not like a lot of them do game jams or they'll be friends from school. You guys met in college, right?
Yeah. So that's the really fun part is our studio and game was originally over at Austin Community College, and we were put together as a team essentially. And we just went through the college process with it and just kept rolling, and everyone's like, hey, this is a really cool game. You guys should continue with this and really just go for it, get it out there. Everyone was like, I think it's totally worth doing, and we were like, sure, let's do it.
But you guys all have other jobs now, and you're doing this as a side hustle, which you hope becomes the main hustle. Is that what the story or what we're hoping to do here? Or?
A little bit of both. So for each of us, there's really like a different story with this. So we're doing this just to also prove ourselves that we can actually, do something in the industry, make something unique.
From soup to nuts, from beginning to end.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly.
Ship something.
Exactly.
It's important.
Yeah, and as well as also get something together for, in general for our resume. I think that's a goal for the entire team. It's very important that you can show, hey, we shipped a game from beginning to end. So.
And it's good for your reel. It's good for everything. It's different getting in the industry now than it used to be. You have to show way more.
I'm beginning to think that the producer has a thing for cats.
There is no doubt.
Anyway, like he said earlier, check out the forums for the full interview because there's a lot out there.
Yes, please do, because again, we keep pushing the forums, but the truth is that's where the deeper conversations can happen. And we need your feedback. We want to know, what you like.
Yeah.
What you don't like.
If you just put us on mute all the way through and then listen to the
We'll follow your lead, essentially. And speaking of that, we've got the second episode where we left off the crew in Modern Masterpieces, and Matt is really upped his game. Let's take a look at what's going on there.
Hello and welcome to Modern Masterpieces. I'm your host, Alex Fitzgerald, and today we return to Matthew Foss's work, Sentinel 2650. When we last left the Sentinel, she was out of fuel in the Virgo 193 system, and 5 scavenger pirate ships were moving to intercept. Captain Alvin Thomas had just ordered, "Battle stations!" "Battle stations, aye, sir," Tactical Officer Washburn replied and slammed his hand down on a large round red button. The alert klaxon sounded, and lights dimmed to a deep red as 54 elite Union spacers began turning their survey vessel into a warship. Within seconds, skilled crew members manned every essential system, while others, corralled by shouting senior NCOs, became damage control parties. A mere 45 seconds after the first alarm sounded, Executive Officer Fitzgerald looked up from his console. "Captain, the crew is suited up, and all battle stations are manned and ready." "Excellent," Captain Thomas said with a nod, and allowed himself a small, proud smile. "Captain, we've just gotten a reply," Lieutenant Tyler reported, and pressed a switch. A voice dripping with malevolence sounded in everyone's space helmet speakers. "Attention, Terran. Science ship. Yeah, we know you're not a real Union destroyer. You're no match for us. Surrender and prepare to be boarded." "Prepare to go to hell," Fitzgerald growled. An alert siren whooped. "Energy spike! They're firing!" McDonald shouted. "Evasive action," Thomas thundered. Sentinel's chief pilot, Shannon McKenna, slammed her lateral thruster joystick to the right and called out, "Evading starboard, Captain!" Powerful thrusters along the Sentinel's flank sprayed plasma into the void as the salvage frigate spat a lance of bright laser fire that passed just to the left of the bridge window. It crackled as it grazed the Sentinel's energy shield, where some of its intensity was absorbed into batteries. "No physical damage to report, Captain," Chief Engineer Rodriguez called out from Thomas's immediate left. "Energy shield's still good." The captain gritted his teeth and yelled, "Ray, blast them out of my sky!" "Blasting them out of your sky, sir," Washburn replied as he squeezed his firing triggers. The salvage ship didn't stand a chance. Between high-explosive railgun rounds and military-grade plasma blasts, the pirate vessel erupted into a fireball like a miniature sun. Automatic light dampeners on the Sentinel's bridge window activated, reducing the white-hot blaze to a dull orange. "Railguns reloading," Washburn reported. Then he cried, "And gunboats are inbound and firing." Bright orange starlets of incoming plasma blaster fire sprayed toward the Union patrol ship. The energy shield absorbed as much of the hit as it could before winking out of existence. Then the ship bucked and jolted as the remaining shots slammed directly into the ship's lower hull. Elizabeth gripped the safety handles on either side of her console as a violent quake caused by the exploding shots tossed her and everyone else around. "Damage report," Thomas barked. "Most of that hit the armor belts," Rodriguez reported. "But compartments 1 and 2 on G-deck are open to space. Forward torpedo room is gone." "Casualties?" "No reports yet, Captain," Tyler reported, his face now a mask of determination. Everyone knew a single spacer manned each torpedo room. "Gunboats are clear and maneuvering to circle. Second salvage ship is turning toward, Captain," reported Washburn. "Max burn, Shannon. Get us some distance." "Max burn, aye, sir," the pilot called, slamming her throttle lever full ahead. The Sentinel's 4 main engines lit and catapulted the patrol ship away at 100 Gs. The battle between USS Sentinel and the pirate scavengers will conclude on the next episode of Modern Masterpieces. I'm Alex Fitzgerald. Until next time, good day.
Let's hope they make it.
Yeah, well, it is his novel, and that was pretty amazing. I mean, he's doing the radio. I love the dramatization. I think that's a cool addition. It's better than just reading along. You've got lots of effects and things happening.
Who doesn't love a good cliffhanger?
That's right. Right. Big thanks to all of you for joining us this week. Please, the biggest thing you can do to help us is spread the word. Let your friends know that this is going on, and they may not like all the show or any of the show, but there's bound to like something going on here. So have them come out and check us out.
Like us, follow us, do all the Insta, Facebook, everything. Just find us, like us, get other people to do the same.
Yeah, comment on the video, man. Share your friends and enemies. If you don't like them, if you don't like us, definitely send your enemies to our show. They may like us. Next week we'll have a live stream during the week where we'll do a playthrough and we'll show a little bit. We'll do kind of a smaller version of what's going on. But then in 2 weeks' time for the really big show, we'll have a new promising project. Obviously, we try to do at least one of those. We did 2 this week. your questions and videos.
And that has an S on it, so like send them.
Yeah, we could use the more the better. You know, it's really good for us. And some of you guys are doing some really good job. Thanks for doing that. We're going to meet another fun and creative person. I believe I know who this is. It's probably going to start with a K. We'll call it Special K, but you'll just have to tune in and see who that is. We'll get an update on Halloween, the game, as it approaches. It's coming out September 8th, I think, right, Keith? Is that right?
Something like that.
Something like that. So I want to thank you guys for joining us. This is only going to work with your help. If we all join together, our voice will be heard. People ignore us. The big money people are ignoring what's going on in the industry. We can make a change, but it has to be all of us, and our voice becomes one. If you have questions or suggestions, drop them in the forums, Discord, wherever you want to put them. Please subscribe.
Yes, like, subscribe, all of it.
Yep. Yes, you do.
Yeah, you like
Right after, don't forget, right after the show, we'll have our Stay Ward, which is a little bit of a, we get together with you guys for watching, and you guys, it's your chance to tell us what we did badly or what we did well. And we really, really appreciate any and all feedback, most of it. And stop killing games, dang it. Join the horde and let all of our voices be heard.
Hold up, wait!